Hello guys, Kruxe here, and I'm making this video to bring you the Windwalker Monk 6.2 Kruxe guide. And the reason why I say Kruxe guide is because there's so many guides out there for Windwalker monks. I know that Lightning, fellow YouTuber, also has guides for Windwalker monk. Fatal Gaming, if you guys would check him out, he also has guides. And I'm not saying that this particular guide is the set in stone best guide for a Windwalker monk. No, there are many ways to build your character, and there's many different play styles that people have that maybe they just prefer different talents, different setup, different uh, stat priorities, things like that. So what I'm going to cover here in this guide is let's just go down the line here. It's going to be talents, it's going to be glyphs, stat priority and enchants, and also my burst rotation, the rotation I use in PvP. So without further ado, guys, let's get right into it. Okay guys, as far as talents go, I know that I have a Chi Explosion guide that also talks about this, but I just figured I'd go through it again. I'm just going to go tier by tier. On tier 15, I would normally pick Tiger's Lust or Celerity. I usually have Celerity picked just because, let me explain why. It reduces the cooldown on my Chi Torpedo by 5 seconds. Also, it gives me an extra one. So I use Chi Torpedo a lot in my rotations to do maximum damage. So that's where Celerity plays its part. But Tiger's Lust also plays a part when you're facing teams that are going to be locking you down, such as like a mage that's going to be rooting the crap out of you. You want something to kind of get out of it when you need to, when it's a clutch moment and you got to get out of that. So I take Tiger's Lust from time to time. On the 30 tier, I take Chi Burst, and the reason why I do that is because the burst from Chi Burst, it does a lot of damage. So I usually take this and incorporate this into my burst rotation. When I don't take Chi Burst, I'm usually taking Chi Wave, and Chi Wave I'll only really take when there's a team that can potentially lock me when I'm casting, like a mage, anything from far away, silences and stuff like that. So anything that can lock me and has a high potential of locking me, I usually won't take Chi Burst. I'll go with Chi Wave for that. Let's see, for the 45 tier, this is a set in stone, guys. You have to take Chi Brew. Chi Brew is the best one for this tier. 60, same thing with leg sweep. That's the go-to there. Um, let's see, 75, I either take healing elixirs or diffuse magic. I'll take diffuse magic whenever I'm facing like a double caster comp or just a heavy hitter caster. If there's like a mage on the team, I might take that just for the extra wall. It has saved my butt many times. Let's see, number at 90, I would take Chi Torpedo, obviously. And I've used Zuyen before, but trust me, the Chi Torpedo is a lot stronger, especially when you incorporate this with 10 stacks into your burst rotation. It does a lot of damage, guys. The only downfall of Chi Torpedo is that you have to use abilities that are meant to be used for mobility as an offensive ability, so it kind of takes away from your ability to escape, I guess. And then at level 100, this is my go-to talent here, guys. I mean, what it does for what it's an amazing talent. It allows me to continually build up Tiger Eye Brews, so I can constantly stay within uh, my Tiger Eye Brew 10 stacks. That's the go-to talent in my opinion. I do use Hurricane Strike sometimes, but honestly, like majority of the time, I would say like probably 90% of the time I'm using Chi Explosion. Okay, now glyphs. Just really, this is gonna be a really short section, just because two of the glyphs, in my opinion, are a must-have. You must have the extra range on Touch of Karma, because if you can't ever get up to the person to try to karma, it's gonna suck for you. And also the Touch of Death. The reason why I use the glyph Touch of Death is because it doesn't give you any cost on Touch of Death. It's basically an instant cast. You do get a 3.5 minute cooldown on it, but honestly, if you're doing threes, once you get a kill, you've ensured a win, most likely, right? So that's why I kind of just lean on having that there. To me, those are just must-haves. The third glyph you can kind of play around with. The reason why I have the extra range on my Fist of Fury is because I play with a DK, and I'm sure you've seen it in my Walking Dead videos where we're doing 3v3s and he pulls into my Fist of Fury. It's kind of our strategy that we use to land our kills. So I keep the Fist of Flying, or I'm sorry, the Glyph of Flying Fist. The only other thing that I would interchange with is the Glyph of Paralyze, which removes any dots or anything like that on the target that I'm trying to CC. So those are really the only two glyphs that I would recommend. Sometimes Freedom Roll could be handy too, especially something that's trying to slow you a lot, like a mage, things like that. Warrior, anything that's gonna be snaring you a lot. But for the most part, these are the glyphs that I use, guys. This is the set in stone, pretty much. Okay, so stat priority and enchants. Now, let's talk about enchants first. The first things you want to do is enchant your neck, your rings, and your cloak with the gift of versatility all around. That's what I did. That's what I think the go-to should be, because versatility is such a strong stat, guys. It gives you overall healing, overall damage, and it's always there. It's not procced. It's always there. On my weapon, and I also want to talk about the weapon types here in this section. On my weapon, I have Mark of Warsong, which is haste. Now, if I use my two-handers, or my two one-handers, I'll have Mark of the Warsong on one and Mark of the Frostwolf on the other, seeing as your secondary stat is multi-strike. So I would emphasize maybe specking into, I'm sorry, not specking into, but enchanting into versatility, and then following up with some multi-strike. I also take the versatility legs, the pieces, the off pieces that have versatility, I take those. But multi-strike would be the next stat in your priority. Alright, for the burst rotation that I use, that you see on screen here, you gotta make sure you at least have 10 stacks of Tiger Eye Brew, you have your trinket, and you have at least 4 chi generated. It's very important that you go into it with at least 4 chis generated, okay, before you start the burst rotation. But it's gonna go just like it is on screen there. It's gonna go Tiger Palm, Rising Sun Kick, a jab, Chi Burst into an in-place Chi Torpedo. You do 2 of those, in 2 in-place Chi Torpedoes, and then you finish with a Fist of Fury. And I'll show you guys exactly how that looks. Alright guys, that was pretty much the burst rotation there. Keep in mind that you can throw in a leg sweep at any time in the rotation to better control your target depending on when the situation calls for leg sweep, so don't be afraid to throw a leg sweep in there. I know I didn't, but I just made the video for the purpose of showing the rotation, the damage rotation. One thing you guys have been asking me a lot, especially on stream as well, you guys ask me how to do the in-place Chi Torpedo, and what you need to do is basically jump. So you hit your jump button, and right when you hit your jump button, you hit your Chi Torpedo button. So it allows you to stay in a very, a relatively small area, so you don't actually travel the full distance of Chi Torpedo. You can kind of just stay in that small area. So here it is again. So you just jump and hit your Chi Torpedo button right away, just like that. So you stay in a very small area. It doesn't send you flying. That's basically how you do the in-place Chi Torpedo. Guys, I hope you learned, from the guide. I hope it helped you out. Those of you guys that are, interested in seeing more videos, please subscribe. I have more guides coming, and I also have more PvP videos coming, and also just some random videos here and there that I post up from my stream, or maybe in real life stuff, things like that. So please subscribe. Thank you for watching, guys. Till next time.